Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Meg James. I'm your Executive Officer for the Hilton Head Area Home Builders Association. And we are back for another edition of the HBA COVID-19 Information Exchange. We've started this short video series. I think it's working out really well. We've got different experts from within our HBA membership and out in our community. And this is our third episode. We're going to focus on marketing today. So we've got some awesome professionals here with us. We have Heather Bragg with Bragg Media Marketing, and we have Lauren Marcinkoski with the Levy Group. And these ladies work a lot together within the community, so I'm sure you recognize them, know them, but they are going to help us navigate marketing during COVID-19. So I think one of the first questions on everyone's mind is, how does COVID-19 affect your marketing? And let's just start there. Heather, do you want to take it away?
Yeah. Hi, and thanks for having us. So COVID is obviously affecting a lot more than just marketing. But in general, like for a lot of my clients, they've paused a lot of their initial marketing programs, and they're now working on ways to keep connected in the community. And I think that one of the biggest ways to do that is to identify between something that's an opportunistic versus an opportunity. So, and what that means is not to sound snake oil salesy right now, and to really build trust and to make those connections in the community. Lauren and I were having a conversation about this, and I really liked what she did with Fraser Construction. You found a way to be of service to the community. And I just thought that was really cool. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it was very simple. And we made one or two posts about, asking the community to join us in donating N95 masks to the healthcare system. And it actually was a great example of just how like one small little thing can lead to, snowball into a huge act of service. That one post led to about 1,200 masks being donated within the community, and then led to a resource that allowed, actually the hospital where my father is the medical director in Atlanta, but they found a resource for over 5,000 more. So this is a real opportunity, I think, in marketing. Almost a responsibility to help the community, show them what you can do, and just a little bit goes a long way. But I do think that opportunity versus opportunistic is huge. You want to make sure that you are in it for the right reasons, and that the messaging that goes out is that you are inviting the community to join you. Don't brag about it, but invite them to join you in these service opportunities and show, social responsibility.
Absolutely.
Can I give a little testimonial real quick? Our sister HBA in Asheville actually reached out and asked if they could share that post. So it had wide range, which was pretty cool.
It did. It went a long way. Thank you. I was really excited, and it just, it just goes to show how just a small act of kindness can really take on a life of its own.
Yeah, and even if there aren't ways to donate masks or anything like that, there are small ways to make those connections in the community and to inspire others to give back. Like Barbers of the Lowcountry, they're doing barbershop bedtime stories, and their staff's reading bedtime stories to kids on Facebook Live at 7 p.m. every night. There's a variety of ways to give back, even if it's just a matter of communicating with your customers in a way that is timely and compassionate. Checking in on your customers, that's huge. If you haven't checked in on all your customers by now, you really should get on that.
Yeah, I think empathy right now is the biggest thing in messaging as you think about your marketing. Have empathy, and then think about your audience and what they are going through. I mean, marketing at its core, good marketing makes your audience feel an emotion, right? But you really got to think about where your audience is emotionally now, where they're starting from, and then, roll that into what you're doing. I think they're really people are looking for leaders. They're looking for hope. And you've got to keep that in mind as your messaging goes out.
I read this interesting Forbes article that the writer said that if the businesses that are strategic with their digital marketing right now are going to be the ones that survive this. And I think that's very true. I mean, that sounds a little, not incendiary, but a little too urgent. But I think it hammers in the point that digital marketing and all kinds of marketing is still relevant right now. And Lauren made a good point too. It's all about building trust and being authentic with your audience, having those organic relationships with everyone, and not sounding, I don't know how to explain it, but not like peddling something. Oh, here's $200 for some hand sanitizer or toilet paper with my logo on it. Nothing like that. But being true to yourself.
Yeah, and I think this is a really good opportunity for companies that may not have been leaders in the community before to emerge as such. People are looking for those voices. I think it's really important right now for companies to, like you were saying, Heather, the companies that really think about and are very strategic with their digital marketing right now are going to be the ones who come out ahead here, who use this time to strategize, who use this time to emerge as leaders. I think you're going to see within all industries, not just construction, where we're talking about right now, but across the board, that those companies that use this time to be strategic, they're going to start to emerge as leaders. And there's a lot of keys, I think, there. Heather and I were talking about, in communication and doing that. People are looking for decisiveness. They're looking for people who can provide information with empathy, but without anxiety. And actions, really, they speak louder in these cases, coming out, helping the community, providing advice to your community. Anybody in any industry can provide advice about how to survive this time. And again, you have to be careful. There's a fine line. You don't want to be making tenuous connections between the virus and, your company. You need to be authentic. It needs to be, realistic, but it's a good opportunity to come out in the community in ways that you haven't before.
Absolutely. I mean, we have the downtime right now, so let's take it. And all businesses should take the time to kind of finish the things on their communications list that they've been meaning to do, like finish their SOPs, their standard operating procedures, or finish, making additions to their business plans, or mastering some sort of marketing that kind of intimidated them before, like Facebook live videos or Instagram stories. There's a really good example of the National Cowboy Museum.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? The security guy took over the Twitter account for the National Cowboy Museum, and it is the best thing on the internet right now. And he's this really sweet, endearing man, and he has no technical prowess, no social media savviness at all. And so he's making these things like hashtag the cowboy, and he's literally writing out the word hashtag, and he's asking his grandson, "Can you read this? Are you reading this? Can you see this?" And it's just, and it actually, it's so endearing. He has a huge following, and people are now talking about, when this is over, I'm going to the National Cowboy Museum. So there are just ways to embrace this time for the better, for your company, for everyone.
I wanted to chime in. Sorry, this was really good. Thinking of just kind of changing a narrative, and that people are looking for leaders. With our construction industry, we're considered essential. So most of our members are still working. And I think that with itself comes with a new leadership role for a lot of these guys. So on their job sites, making sure that they're taking initiative, that they're practicing proper social distancing, that they're setting their employees, their subs, everybody up for success on the job site. The HBA's put out we've laminated a bunch of different signs that the builder members are picking up and are posting on their job sites. They're in English and Spanish, encouraging them to, not enter the job site if they check these following measures, or if they see an inspector on the job site, to refrain from engaging and to possibly sit in their vehicle if possible. When it comes to lunchtime, making sure that they're not just corralling around each other, that they're still keeping that social distance. So I think I see our industry being able to bring out some leaders, and a big need for us to do that, because there's a lot of folks who are at home and they're watching everybody on the job sites, and they're paying attention. And if they're not practicing those safety measures, then it could be detrimental. And so thank you guys for what you're doing and for this. I think it's good. And I think that our industry has the need now to step up and to be that leader.
I think, and to your point, Meg, I think something that a lot of companies forget is that public relations is not just external, it's internal too. So all of that communicating internally within your company is PR. That's what it follows under. And it's really, really essential right now to communicate to your employees efficiently and frequently. Oftentimes they say it takes 7 times, I think, is for somebody to actually hear what you're saying. So it's really, really important to have clear signage, and it's really important to keep repeating yourself, and then provide a safe space for your employees. Again, coming back to Fraser Construction, I know one of the things that they've done there in the office is all the doors remain open throughout the day, so you don't have to touch them, etc. And then they've been bringing in lunch for all of their employees, superintendents and project managers, which I know it seems like a really simple thing, but it's huge to be able to go to the office, sit down in a place is sanitized. Their cleaning crews, actually, they're 3 times a day, eat a lunch that came from, that's it. It's very simple, but it's a huge thing, and it's huge for company morale. Those are the simple ways that you can just be a leader within your own company, provide them a safe space, where they know they can get their work done without being exposed.
I think that's huge. That's a lot of what we're hearing too, from employers, that they're really putting that decision on their employees if they don't feel comfortable coming to work or working on the job site, whether or not they're, showing signs, more of a morale thing. If you don't feel safe coming out because, your family is an at-risk family or you have a family member like that. So I think that's really important, and hearing a lot about that, and it's just good stuff. And that was a great segue, because one of the other questions we had was, how does public relations apply to the construction industry, and how does COVID-19 affect my communication? So I think Lauren touched a lot on that. I don't know if Heather, you have more to add.
I do a little bit. I think that the construction industry, not just the construction industry, but every industry, should be watching what's happening right now and the changes that are going to be taking place in society in general. Like the idea of remote working, it's for a lot of people, especially in digital marketing, remote working is not a big deal. It's been around forever. But for a lot of people who have a brick and mortar and who are used to the more traditional office settings, this is a huge deal. And so they're scrambling to get all their remote technology in place. Well, take note, watch what other people are doing and how they're doing it. And especially in the home industry, how is this going to affect the future design of homes and offices? Or those are things that everyone should be thinking about, watching the trends, watching what's happening, and being willing to adapt and learn and ask questions.
Good point. I wrote that down. That's a good discussion for a later video.
No, it really is. I mean, I think you're going to see more and more that people are going to very purposefully put those spaces into their homes. Something for architects to be thinking about, especially. Yeah. They're going to want it. I mean, this is something that's here to stay. This new normal it's far from normal, but it's here to stay.
Honestly, the generation that's coming out, the millennials, everyone likes to talk about, they have this, whether or not you want to agree with me, they have a good balance between home life and work life, and they want to have time with their families, and remote working makes that possible and offers that flexibility in your schedule to have a family, to go to those soccer games, to skip a 10 a.m. meeting to go to a school ceremony for your child, whatever that case may be. So yeah, absolutely. Remote working, it's here to stay. The companies that thought it was going to take several years to happen, well, they've been thrust and pushed into it now. So hopefully it's something that people will embrace more, because I think it's going to make everybody better.
It's like a technological tsunami. It's like, I think especially, I mean, please don't kill me, construction industry, but I think a lot of these companies are suffering because it's something that, and especially in the construction industry, they've not had to deal with before.
Mm-hmm.
This is something very new. They've not had to embrace the technological tsunami.
It's
That's
true.
it's very true. And so it's hard, but I do think it's here to stay, and it's something, that they're gonna have to do. Actually, and I will find it for you, Meg, so you can post it in the comments of this video. Patagonia, the company Patagonia, did a great study about remote working. I think it was focused on mothers, but the point was that, when you allow people to work a little bit more on their own time, and you allow them to have, they actually are a lot more efficient, especially when it comes to mothers. Not like, this is not quite as relevant for construction, but like when it comes to parenting, that they found, like, when parents feel like they have the ability to parent in the way they want to and work, that they actually, like, their company loyalty went up, their efficiency went up, their creativity went up. It's a really interesting study.
Yeah, and there are companies that have been doing remote working for years. HubSpot, for one, I want to say at least half of their workforce is remote working. Don't quote me on that, but it's just part of the way things are now, and it just makes life so much easier and more flexible.
50% of my clients aren't even based in the Southeast.
Wow.
So it's definitely been the norm in other industries, I think, for a while.
And Heather, I was talking to you before we started the call, just thinking, from an HBA standpoint, a lot of what we do is events. And so that's all being put on hold. And so, kind of reinventing what we offer as an association to our membership as a benefit. And I think just talking through this, remote working and giving as much information, providing as much opportunity for folks to gain a better understanding of how to navigate this whole new world. I think that would be a great benefit for our members that we could certainly offer. So
there are a lot of free resources out there.
Yeah.
And it's worth taking advantage of.
The final topic and question that we had, which is a 5 there's 5 tips for it. What are your top 5 tips for marketing during COVID-19 pandemic? And I think you could probably kind of collectively recap what we said too, but maybe some new ones will come out as well.
I would have to say content. And content can be a written blog. It can be an ebook. It can be videos. It can be a social media graphic. But I mean, you have the time. If you own a construction company, your marketing person or whoever you've hired to do your marketing is most likely working from home. Take the time to do some blogs. Believe it or not, blogs serve as windows for your soul. No, I'm just joking. They serve as windows for your they serve as windows for your website, and they have a compounding effect with your search engine optimization. So when you write a blog, especially something with an evergreen topic, a topic that doesn't have a timestamp to it, it will stay out there in cyberspace forever, and it will keep bringing traffic to your website as people Google things in relation to that topic. Finding ways to get that earned media awareness, public relations, sending out press releases. Honestly, when we were talking about connecting with the community and building trust and being authentic, host a virtual happy hour. Get on, invite people to get on Zoom and do like a themed happy hour or something. I don't know, have fun with it. And when you have fun with your marketing, everyone else can tell. And then it becomes a more of an organic thing and not something that's forced and salesy, because no one likes to be sold to.
Tip number 2 would be just play with it. Be brave. Like, go on Instagram Live, go Facebook Live, whatever. And it doesn't matter. Like, you can look like whatever you look like. You can be doing whatever you're doing. Just play with it. Like, be a little bit brave, explore it, and just go with it. Go for it. Those live videos right now are huge. Half of your audience is sitting at home doing nothing but staring at their social media. And I think in the construction industry specifically, it's really important to remember that your customers, you have a wide range of customers in your audience, especially for home builders. So you can talk about almost anything. Cross market, people you're building homes for, or construction, like any commercial construction projects, whatever, they have a whole wide range of interests. So you can cross market all over the place. So, just be adventurous and explore it and take some chances, like things that go viral will really surprise you.
Yeah.
Find a way to do a Tiger King meme with your business.
I can picture Pierce Scott Architects doing a happy hour live. They always used to post photos from their porch in the promenade for happy hour. So Pierce, I'm challenging you to put out social media happy hour.
They participated in the teddy bear. What was the bear challenge?
Yeah.
It was really cute. They had a teddy bear up on their porch. It was adorable.
That was the Bluffton Elementary School. That's the school that my kids go to. Yeah. But I just love them. They did such a great job of keeping parents informed and connected, and in really fun ways too.
Yeah. You're right. I like these. What else?
Be of service. We talked about that, like find a way to be of service.
Yeah.
And it goes against the grain for a lot of people to boast about like what they're doing in the community that's good, but boast away. I say do it, boast away, because what you're doing is you're showcasing, maybe it's a charity that you've donated money to. You're showcasing that charity and what they do. And you're also telling people, hey, we have core values and this is part of that. And you're inspiring people to give back. So don't look at it as boasting, look at it as inspiring others.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Encouraging. I mean, every time you share an idea, it's encouraging. I think that would be my next tip, would be to share your ideas. We're all in this together. You know, anytime you think of something that is helpful to the community, that's how you emerge as a leader. Share it. Like, and every idea that you have, if it helps somebody else, like you've done something in the leadership form, you know?
That was 5. You guys did good. So we have content. We have be brave and play. Have fun with your marketing because everyone else can tell. Be of service, cross-market, cross-promote, and share your ideas. I think that's awesome. And I hope everybody will share their ideas in the comments on these so that we can do what we're saying and spread the word about it all.
Yeah, this was fun. Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Meg.
Yeah, y'all keep tuning in and let us know if you have ideas or information that you want to learn about, and we'll find somebody that knows about it and we'll get them on here.